You know what's been really crazy to me, and I've been thinking about this recently, on and off again. What's always amazing to me whenever I think about it, how much good fantasy is dead. Because I remember when you had stories like... I guess the only exception right now would be Final Fantasy, but no, even that... No, even Final Fantasy is having issues. Holy crap. I'm still working on the full review of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I have such a mixture of thoughts around that game because there's so many things that they're getting wrong with, in some part, storytelling. Not as bad as other games. There's so many things where they're missing the mark, and because the competition is so scarce nowadays, because people are so bad at their jobs nowadays, especially within storytelling, the ideas are just not there, man. And I'm watching a game right now like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm seeing them flub so much, and I'm just like, dude, you know, if we had more competition within the market, right, it wouldn't be this awful. But because there's no competition, interesting, I don't think I'll grab that. But because there's so little competition, we're just sorely lacking quality storytelling. I mean, they're doing some really silly stuff. Oh my god, dude. Listen, it gets to a certain point. It's like you can't just always throw it up to freaking Japanese quirkiness. Or you can't just always throw it up to, oh, you know, it's just supposed to be a joke. It's supposed to be this. It's supposed to be that. It's supposed. Okay. At some point, bro, you just gotta sit there and be like, what the frick are they doing? You gotta at some point ask that question. What the frick are you doing, man? And that's where I've gotten to. I'm like, okay. What is going on here, bro? What is the plan? What are they trying to do? What is the story? And there's just certain elements of it. Like, listen, when you go to Costa del Sol, listen, Tifa's got some freaking thick, tight breasts. She's got thick, tight breasts. But the problem with this, okay, sure, she's hot. She's got thick, tight breasts, and it's amazing, okay? We all love looking at her freaking boobs, but, and I love her freaking bikini. I mean, like, I was having issues with the way that it looked like in certain parts of the game that they had changed the way that she looked. It looked like they altered her boobs a little bit. It looked like they altered her face a little bit. Not within the cutscenes, but within the gameplay. But, you know, I can't really tell how correct I am about that because it's on and off. Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. So I don't know if they made changes within specific scenes of the game or specific instances in specific ways in the game. I have no idea what's going on. It's so confusing to me. But she doesn't look completely the same at all times. It's really weird. Despite that fact, though, can this guy go? Oh, frick. Okay, we're killing you. Just get out of my game, bro. You're not useful anymore. But anyways, the thing is, though, right? Interesting. The thing is that despite everything that I'm mentioning here, can I extend out there? I think I can. Let's try it. This is gonna screw my economy over for one turn, but we should be fine past this one turn. Anyways, her boobs in that freaking swimsuit look absolutely amazing. I mean, seriously, it's like, geez Louise. This woman is freaking sexy, but past all that, you really ask yourself the question, what the frick is going on in the story? Like, Hojo shows up on the beach, and then he starts capturing the freaking Sephiroth clones, which, I'm gonna be honest, what the frick is going on with the Sephiroth clones? Well, they set it up terribly. Like, there's a bunch of Sephiroth clones. They're all waddling across the world like freaking Frodo Baggins, going for the freaking Armageddon location, which is basically the Sephiroth version of Ragnarok. Okay, why are they waddling across the worlds? I get it, it's kind of a joke, and like some part of me can appreciate it for being a joke, but it's just like at some point it's like, what is the writer's idea of their story? Where are you going? Like, there comes a point where you're trading off so much joke for being just illogical. Like, what is happening, bro? At some point, you're outweighing your own silliness, okay? And that's the thing for me, is like, Final Fantasy VII Remake was largely very gritty. It was down to earth. It was, we're stuck in this world. Things are happening within this world. Characters are dying. People are fighting for their convictions. But in the second game, they go really, so far, they've been going really comical with it. And whatever. I mean, it's the best thing that we're getting right now. And this is the problem, is that if this game came out like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, back when a lot of great games were coming out, it's a 7 out of 10, if I'm being honest, right now with where I'm at. And I'm kind of around the Costa del Sol area. I know there's a lot more game after this portion, but there's a bunch of elements I like. There's tons of ESG in the game. Frick, what's the other thing? Dear God, dude, the story's everywhere. The characters don't completely feel like themselves from the previous game. Feels weird. I like that it's kind of a natural, heroic story. We don't get those anymore, so I like that about the game. Seriously, you have no clue how much I like it. It's so endearing. It's just like love of God. We don't get heroic stories anymore, and that's what it is. And people are so caught up within nihilism nowadays. And I mean, tons of people are. It's freaking intoxicating how much people are maybe a better word, it's suffocating how much people are just wrapped up in their nihilism. It's unbelievable. Like, I cannot take it, the freaking nihilism. It's so... And I used to never say this, by the way, and love of God, man, I feel like... Holy crap. Oh my gosh, I just want to say this in the most simplistic way possible. I feel like I'm always covering the freaking mental bases here, but the point is, man, is that we are so full throttled into our freaking nihilism. I used to be okay and fine with a lot of nihilistic stories, and they're not even necessarily nihilistic, but right, stories that were just really grim, dark, really tragic, right? I used to be okay with a lot of these stories, but it's like the writers nowadays are just so headlong into catastrophism. The amount to which everyone's just given up on life. It's like, holy crap, bro. Everyone is seething all the time, man. So that's the thing I love about the story, is that it's so kindred, it's so down to earth, it's so in its own ways, it's innocent of its own self, its origin. It's the spiritual compass of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is not filled with all this freaking let's be honest, this sort of devastationism that's taken over our culture today. You know, again, just aspirational characters seeking out their ends towards their goals. It's not too largely political. I have so many things to say, right? Love of God. How do I say this? Listen, we're just gonna gun right through it. Listen, here's the thing, right? The freaking climate change bullcrap that they put in story is stupid. Whatever, though. The thing I like about it, though, you remove Tifa, you remove Cloud, you remove Barrett, you remove all the freaking main biatches out of the story. You don't have a story. You don't have a story that anyone gives a freaking crap about. They have ESG freaking bullcrap in the game. The freaking characters. Was I saying this in a previous previous video? I think I was. Anyways, I don't give a crap. Here's the thing. They put freaking so much ambiguously, vaguely gay bull crap into the story, into the characters. It's annoying. It's stupid. It's bull crap. All right? I'm not a big fan of it. And the thing is with it, okay? Freaking all the gay crap, annoying as all freaking daylights, okay? It's gay as all get out. ESG as all get out. It's freaking annoying, bro. And those characters, all those ESG characters, all the ESG side storylines, or the ESG characters that invade the main storyline. That's not why we bought the freaking game. That's not why we're here for your freaking game, okay? And yet they put it in. There we go. Frickin' A. I had to get that off my chest. There comes a point where you're dancing around what you're trying to say way too freaking much. Because it's like, oh, someone's gonna misunderstand me when I say this. Someone's gonna misunderstand me when I say this. Who freaking cares? Bro, I mean, at some point you just gotta say what the F you mother freaking think, you know? Jeez Louise. Can't just freaking dance around it. Oh, someone's gonna take me the wrong way. Look, who cares? Who cares? Who cares if someone's gonna misunderstand your argument, okay? They're a freaking loser. Who cares about what the freaking loser thinks? Love of God. Jeez. Freaking annoying. Dancing around your own thoughts, man. Oh my gosh. Freaking pain. Just trying to get down to the freaking root of what I'm trying to say here. So anyways. And that's not even the, you know, the end of it, right? It's like, you have this thing where and it's not like it matters. It's just, oh my gosh, who gives a freaking crap? Anyways, you have this thing with people nowadays where it's like, if you criticize things, they think that you either like, right, you live inside of negative emotion. Oh no, oh dear God, what are we gonna do? And then, if you're negative about things, people act like you're just completely crapping on the thing. Again, and it doesn't matter how many times you say, like, hey, I like this thing about that thing. I like this. I like that. Literally, people will just sit there and be like, he said this one thing wasn't good. He doesn't like it all. He hates the whole thing. And they just start freaking breaking down. And they just freaking, they're literally losing their freaking heads on the freaking spot. They're melting like a freaking popsicle. And you're like, dude, holy crap. Can you not take it that someone told you that your game is either dog crap, just straight up, or can you just not freaking take it that someone tells you that your entire game is not perfect? Your little game that you identify your freaking ego with. Can you not take it? Some point, you just gotta ignore these freaking losers. Just gotta speak your mother effing mind. If they can't take it, they need to go home. And operating with within this state of mind where you're always concerned about like how much people are going to be able to comprehend the fullest extent of your thoughts, right? The positive layers, the negative layers, the neutral layers, all the layers. I mean, you know, again, you're not responsible for other people's emotions. You're not. And a lot of people are like, the only way that a lot of people can process nowadays is through emotion. It's freaking pathetic. Yeah, the amount of men that only can process and only live through method of their freaking emotions is pathetic. It is such a stain on our culture. I mean, and this is why people talk in a lot of the ways that they talk nowadays. This is why people constantly dance around what they're saying all the time. Because you're always dealing with these emotionalists who constantly take what you say the wrong way, or they always have a new reason to freaking have a mental breakdown. And it's like, oh my gosh, you mother effing loser. Freaking get it together, dude. Like, you need to freaking backhand them across the freaking cheek and be like, get the frick together, dude. Holy crap, you heard someone's freaking thoughts and opinions about something, and you're literally freaking losing it. Holy. I mean, communication has just become so desperately non-existent nowadays. So anyways, I'm just sharing my thoughts. Like, mother F, freaking A, it's so annoying. So annoying to share your own thoughts, because, like, apparently people just cannot take effing opinions, right? So anyways, what I'm trying to say here, what the frick is going on in the story, bro? I don't know. In Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I have no clue where the story's going, and there's a point where you have this trade-off of, like, we're trying to be silly, we're trying to be goofy, we're trying to have fun, we're trying to be all this, like, freaking, we're trying to be quirky and all this stuff, and then at some point you're just like, okay, your story has no premise within reality. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand like who your characters are. I don't understand how much you're having to debase, or you're having to smooth over your own values, smooth over your own raw, blunt qualities. I don't understand what you're doing here, man. I'm super confused at the moment. Okay? That's what happens. At some point you get into a point with a story where it's like things are taken so non-literally. It's like, then what is literal? What? It ruins the sense of immersion. And the only way that you're inside of a story and you're taking it seriously is immersion. If a freaking writer so often takes you out of immersion, where it's like it's almost the entire story taking you out of immersion. Okay, listen, you're doing something wrong here. You're ruining the immersion, which means you're ruining the investment into the story for the observer, for your player, for your audience, whatever. And that's where we're at with Final Fantasy Rebirth. Is I keep noticing that they keep doing this, where they're always trying to make jokes and make light of the world that they're in. And it's like, okay, dude, like at some point it's like you're just being way too nonsensical with your story. And here's the other thing. They barely explain a lot of things in the story. And when they do explain things, they just say it flat out. I mean, there's a bunch of things that we didn't know in Remake. We listen, unless you went to the YouTubers who will explain and break down everything because they played the original game, you don't know who the frick these guys in robes are. And they treat it with mystery, and they're like, who's these guys in robes? Why are they always groaning? Why are they so, like, they have no energy all the time. Okay, Mako poisoning, they're a bunch of Sephiroth clones, but still, you only know that because they just straight up tell you, oh, Sephiroth clones. Wow, that's really on the nose. Did you really have to say it like that? Sephiroth clones, look over there, Sephiroth clones. They just they literally tell you the exposition now, just on the spot. There's no mystery anymore. So, and they don't give you revelation to the mystery. They just tell you what the mystery is. But that's not how it works. Why were you guys building up to this in the previous game, and now we get into the next game, and it's not just that. There's a bunch of other things where they're just telling you what it is. Like, you don't know that Cloud has Mako poisoning, and then they just straight up basically tell you somewhere within like the first 5 to 7 hours of the story, the game story, the game. No, it's the first like 2 to 4 hours. No, it's somewhere within the first 2 or 3 hours, somewhere within the first portion of the game in its story. You're told, the game just tells you through one of the characters, I think it was Barrett or someone, that they just know that Cloud has Mako poisoning. And they just tell you, oh, I hope the kid can keep it together and blah, blah, blah. What? Well, why are you just saying it outright? Like, this was supposed to be a mystery from the previous game. It's supposed to be a revelation because you were giving a crap about the new people. Seeing Final Fantasy VII, I never played the original, by the way. You gave a crap about the people who, they have no clue what the previous game was. So you're like, okay, let's slow drip this, and now they're just freaking funneling the full drip into your freaking mouth, and you're like, what's going? This is way too much. What is going on here? Why are you sharing with me? You're oversharing with me the plot, the exposition, all the mystery of the world and the characters that we were building up in the previous game. What are you doing, Matt? What are you doing? And this is what I'm talking about. Love of freaking God. This. As much as I want to like this game, as much as I want to love everything about it, you have to criticize these elements. What the frick are you guys doing? I just don't get it. They spent all this time building up the story, building up the world. They were taking themselves so serious. And then, what do they do? What do they do? Literally, what do they do, man? Seriously. They throw away all their mystery, all the intrigue, all the mysticism, the mythos of the world of Final Fantasy. And suddenly they're just sitting there and they're like, oh, you know all those mysterious things. Yeah, it's not a mystery anymore. Yeah, we're just going to tell you what all of it is. Oh, we're just going to tell you that Sephiroth, right? That this whole thing about Genova and Sephiroth and trying to take over the planet because of the whole freaking reasons. Honestly, it doesn't. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's so many layers to this, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so annoying to go through all the layers. Holy crap. Listen, man. Sephiroth wants to freaking destroy the planet because of his mother, Genova, and the fact that she's being extracted for all her life source and energy. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Why? Why? Okay, listen, I don't understand, apparently. I don't know what they're trying to, like, Sephiroth is spiteful because he is a mutation. He's a mutant lab rat. But it's like, but bro, you're better looking than most men. You're ripped, you're chiseled, you're tall. You could smash any chick you want, bro. You got everything given to you. You're freaking strong. You have absolute acuity. You are complete. You are the all-encompassing man. And you're sitting here and you're spiteful over your existence. And I don't get it. Like, that's what broke Sephiroth. Was the fact that he realized the essence of his existence, that he was made, he wasn't born. Okay, but you're perfect. You're the perfect man, and you're sitting here and you're upset? I would get it if he had a God complex. That's not how they wrote him. They didn't write him to have a God complex. This makes no sense. So he just goes crazy, kill everybody mode, which, okay, because he's spiteful for being better than everybody else. What are you doing? What are you doing? Writers, how does that make any sense? So now Sephiroth has this huge conviction. He's like, I'm going to go free my mother, who is dead, but her dead skeleton is being extracted of all of its value. Why are you doing that? And this is the problem. They have all this exposition. They have all these story elements that don't make sense. It doesn't logically line up from one to the other. This is what I'm saying. If other writers were competing right now today with Final Fantasy, with whatever other IP, which really Final Fantasy has a monopoly right now on fantasy because no one else is doing it. And no one else knows how to do it because everyone went woke. Let's just be honest. Lucas Arts, they're woke. Ever since George Lucas sold out to freaking Disney, it's woke now. So we don't have Star Wars anymore. We don't have great Star Wars stories, great Star Wars games. Freaking the people who are in charge of Amazon or whoever the frick, I don't give a freaking mother effing frick. Whatever. We don't get good Lord of the Rings games anymore. Last good game was Shadow of Mordor. We don't get anything from BioWare that's good anymore. It's all woke dog water horse crap. None of it's good anymore. They have a monopoly because everyone in the market sucks dog water. And now we're sitting here and this is it. This is all that's in the market. So of course, this game is super good. Of course. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it could be game of the year. Why? Because there's no one else competing. Everyone else that is competing is a joke. And that's my issue with it, is that the game's not really that good. The story's not really that good. The core skeleton of it is good. The core story is interesting enough, but there's a bunch of bloat in the game. They have a bunch of needless side quests that are really meaningless. Meaningless dialogue, meaningless side characters having meaningless stories. You want to know a game that makes you give a freaking crap about the side content, the side quests, the side characters? Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was so creative with the main quest lines and the side quest lines. Characters I don't have a reason to give a freaking crap about. I'm listening to their story. Why? I give a crap what's going on with these people because the writers are doing such a great job. That's not happening in modern games today. That is not happening. When you look at outside of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you look at Final Fantasy 16. You look at that game sucked in so many ways, but anyways, you look at anything that's modern. I'm starting to just forget modern games, bro. They come out, so many of them. It's so many modern games that come out now. I'm just forgetting them. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, okay, Far Cry 6 and 5, and all these games, I'm forgetting them all because it's like, they don't matter. They don't mean anything. It's like, when you go through these games and you're experiencing the side quest content, it's all bloat. I don't care about these side characters. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care what they're going through. I don't care what world they live in. I don't care what they say. None of it matters. Because the writers suck. Because the writers are freaking idiots. The writers are morons. Okay? At some point, just admit this freaking crap. The writers are idiots. They don't have anything good to say. They're not intelligent. They're not smart. They're not geniuses. Okay? We used to have freaking geniuses and smart men making stories, writing our stories, or they took stories from very successful, intelligent men and they made stories based upon those intelligent men. We don't get that anymore. We have raging losers, raging idiots making our modern stories. That's why everything sucks now. That's why everything's crap nowadays. That's why everything is dog water horse crap. These people do not have what it takes. They are not made of the fiber that it takes for good storytelling. They don't have the ideas. They don't have the creativity. They only know how to force in bloat. The gameplay is bloat. The loot system, progression system, whatever, it's bloat. Side quests are bloat. The characters are freaking nobody people. Annoying mother effing people that no one gives a freaking crap about. And I'm listening to this guy preach on about his freaking fake made up family and life. I paid $70 for this stupid game. And you're just rambling on about what? Nothing. No one cares. Mundanity has become the new bar. It's become the new metric. It's become the new standard. Everything's about mundanity now. Nothing is about speculation. Nothing's about enlightenment. Nothing's about fascination. Nothing is about imagination, creativity. No one has the ideas. Freaking losers are being hired in the gaming market, in the gaming industry. People who don't have what it freaking takes. And we sit here and we praise these people. You're doing so good. Oh, you're doing so good. You're doing so good. Good job. Good job, freaking liberal writer. You're doing such a great job. You are so freaking good at your stupid job. Except for the fact that if anyone competed against you, you would be washed out of the water because you suck at your job. And we're acting like these people are doing a good job. We're acting like they know what they're doing. We act like this should win awards. We're acting like, oh my gosh, what a great narrative. Oh, 2024, they won. They took it. They took home the freaking bacon. No, they didn't. When you're competing amongst yourself, of course you're a freaking Olympian. Frick, man. If you're the only person that's reading on the freaking planet, you're the fastest reader on the planet. If there was any level of any kind of competition within these markets, we would not have dog water horse crap content being chugged out everywhere. Listen, we are at the point, and I am so sick and tired of modern gaming. I am so sick and tired of gaming. I am so freaking tired of these products. Because this is what, and it's not just this, it's movies, it's television, it's books. It all sucks. And why does it all suck? Why does everything suck now? Because we're not hiring the best, folks. That's the reason why. We're not hiring the freaking best. No one needs to be buying your product. No one needs to be investing money into your video game. Nobody needs to be doing it. You are not entitled, the consumer. And these hack jobs think they are entitled their customer. They think they are entitled, and guess what? Some of the customers are such pussified beta male losers. Now they're making excuses. You're right. You are entitled my dollar. You're right. I work for my money. I work, and I only have so much time to put into anything. You're right. I need to give you my money because obviously you're the best. You're freaking God himself. You're making the best things. Only Jesus could dream of being like you. And obviously I'm such a raging loser. I don't have anything else to do with my time. I don't have anything that's better. I don't have other people that have made things that actually expand the scope of my thinking, that make me smarter, that make me think deeper on topics. No, I'm such a raging lunatic loser. I have nothing going on. I need to be sedated like a freaking clown. I need to be sedated like a slave. I need to be sedated like some kind of loser that has nothing to live for, nothing to do. I need you, because you are entitled to my dollar and my time. I need you to give me your dog water horse crap, and I need to put all of my time into your dog water horse crap because I am your slave. I'm your freaking whatever stripper something. I don't know. I'm your freaking hoe. Do whatever you want. I'm your freaking hoe. Let's go. That is where we're at with modern gaming. This is where we're at with modern gamers. This is where we're at with the industry. It's a freaking joke. The whole thing is a freaking joke. The whole thing is a mess. So we're looking at a game like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Listen, this game is incredibly average with its execution. It is incredibly bloated. It has a good core of a game that they're screwing up in many ways with the writing. The writing is failing in many places. You have the side quests in the game, the quests in the game, the side quests in the game. Waste your time. The quests, the side quests in the game are completely designed for freaking nobodies. It's made for people who don't have a freaking life. So they need to go play a freaking video game where I'm helping a guy out who impregnated some woman, and I need to help them out with providing for their freaking child. What the frick kind of storyline is this? What are you doing? This is the kind of crap that we get in modern games. This is the kind of crap that we get in modern storytelling. Literally things that happens in normal day-to-day life people's lives. That's becoming a side quest in a game to waste their time because apparently people are not living life so much that they need to freaking live their life through a freaking video game. The only reason that anyone ever spends money for a fantasy product of any kind, a fictional product of any kind, is what they cannot get out of real life. Okay, don't twist my words on that, right? I'm just saying that as simple as it is. It's not because of escapism. Escapism is for freaking losers who need to live outside the real world. No, it's just because simple as this. Dragons are cool. I want to see a story, a good story, like Lord of the Rings, that completely justifies the idea of dragons. And now I see a cool story that has a dragon somewhere within it. Okay, that has goblins, that's orcs in it. It's not just because there's goblins and orcs. It's because the writer is so good, they justified a world, a creative world that has those things in it. And then I want to see how the plot develops around these fantasy things, these fantasy elements. The freaking ring. Who gives a freaking crap that he wants to freaking throw the ring into freaking Mount Mordor Doom? Who cares? Who cares, Frodo? Because the writer is doing a good enough job. He makes the fantasy good enough that is worth investing time for. Modern writers cannot do this. Modern writers literally think they need to give you a gay mother effing story about some freaking dude who needs to ask out some other gay freaking dude in Spider-Man 2 for a freaking homecoming date. What the frick? You're such a freaking loser that you need a freaking side quest on somebody, literally somebody going on some gay dude. No one cares about the gays. Who cares? I need to see a gay dude. Ask another gay dude. He needs a superhero to ask another gay dude. No one cares about your story. I need to see your stupid gay little side quest story about you asking a freaking gay dude out to freaking prom. That's what I'm spending $70 for. $70. Oh, gosh, dude. What the frick is modern gaming? What is this crap? People used to spend money because the people making the products were actually competent at their job. Because they actually had ideas. Because they justified the product. That's why you bought it. Now they think you are obligated to spend money on their product. No, you're not. They think you're a loser. They think you're crazy. They think you're so bored with your real life that you're such a freaking idiot loser that you need to live out the mundane and live out the degenerate and live out the irrelevant in a game that you are paying top dollar for. More than a movie, more than a television show, more than a book, more than anything. You are paying top dollar for this. And they're giving you freaking pig trough slop is what they're giving you. And they say this is worth your money. There are so many things that a game, this is literally right now the best game that's probably going to come out in 2024. And I mean it. There's probably nothing else better that's going to come out except for the Elden Ring DLC. And that is it. What the frick else is going to come out? We know all these other developers are horse water dog crap at their jobs. We know there's going to be a bunch of freaking pig trough slop that's going to come out this year. This is a Game of the Year contender. Holy crap. You have any clue previous years in gaming how many Game of the Year contenders there were that were deserving of the title? You have any clue how many great games that understood their pacing? They understood, let's not put stupid gay little stories that no one needs to care about, that no one's going to care about. That is a complete waste of the player's time. They don't care about wasting your time anymore. Modern game developers think that wasting your time is acceptable. They think that they are entitled to your dollar. We're playing a game like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It is a waste of your time. They bloated up the side content. There's a bunch of storylines that don't matter, that aren't interesting. Why is this a side quest, a side story? There's nothing I'm learning. There's no one intelligent that's speaking to me through these side characters, side stories. What is going on here? Why am I here? There's no reason. You're here to waste my time. That's it. The progression systems have just become an excuse to level gate you from content. Oh, I want to go fight that boss. Buddy, you're going to need to level up 5 more times because you're going to get your freaking anus handed to yourself until you level up 5 more times. And then once you've leveled up 5 more times, it's literally a cakewalk going through the boss. What? You level up so that you can get a 3% boost to some kind of damage stat. It's not even all of your damage. It's just, oh, you deal 3% more ice damage. Oh, what? That's progression system. That's a progression. That is a progression system. That I am spending hours inside your game so that I can get a 3% boost to my ice damage. What the frick? You're not making me play 5 hours inside of your mother effing game so that I can get a new RPG mechanic, a new combat mechanic. You don't care. You don't care to offer me something more, some more content, some new gameplay elements. By method of leveling up, you just give me new percentages of this of stuff that is invisible to me. That's your idea of a progression system? That's the giant idea. That's why we need progression systems in every game now. It's just so that you can make me spin my wheels for something that should just matter up front. Hi there, you have a nice little magic spell there. Oh look, it does ice damage. Okay, yeah, it's doing its full damage. Now, listen, we have a progression system in our game where you can turn that ice spell that already does its full capacity, its full use, but now you can make an adaptation that maybe is good, like maybe it's a spray instead of a projectile. So now if you're going up against multiple enemies, now it can take them all out for you rather than you depending on one singular projectile. Oh, that would be cool. So it's kind of like a shotgun attack. Yeah, kind of like that. Or no, you know what? That's the spread option. You also have the shotgun option where it's the ice shard splits up into multiple shards. And so the closer you are, but it has to be a specific distance because the ice projectile has to blow up. So it's going to travel like 2 meters, blow up, and then it blows up into all those multiple shards. And then it does a ton of damage when it blows up into those multiple shards. Oh, that's really cool. So I need to have the right distance against a boss. It's like a skill shot almost in the game. And when I use it in the right distance at the right time, because the boss could leap in on me, and then it could just be hit by the projectile before it blows up into multiple shards. Oh, that's interesting. So I need to have good timing, good positioning, and I can get off a nice shotgun spray. If I do it too far away, it doesn't do the full damage. But if I do it too close, right, I can run into that issue. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for your progression system in this game, developer. Wow, that's really cool. You gave me a new tool to work with. I really like that. No. What we need to have instead, we need to be bored out of our freaking mind. What we need to have instead is we need to have a side quest where we talk to some dude who knocked up a freaking chick who looks halfway decent, by the way, and okay, now we have to help him provide for their freaking baby that's inside the womb. Oh, great. This is a great side quest. What? Oh, I need to go fetch quest. I need to go attack the same enemy I've killed 50 times already in the game. Okay, what? So I can get a stupid resource. Oh, it's not to get a resource. It's just so that you can get gold. Well, I already have gold. No, you need to get that gold from these enemies because fetch quests, we can't really think of anything better for you to do. And this is brain dead content. This is brain numbing content. This is brain numbing side quest storytelling. What are you doing? Why do we not have competent people working these jobs? What is going on? What is going on, dude? What is going on in the gaming industry? What is going on? This is what I'm talking about. And then we get to the beach scene, right? And it's like, what is going on in the story? It's completely ridiculous. Suddenly, freaking mad scientist shows up. I don't know why. And he suddenly tries to capture all the Sephiroth clones, which is basically analogous to he's trying to capture random citizens. Oh my gosh, random Shinra guys going crazy, abducting people to experiment on them. And he's turning them into demon people. That's the way that the public would look at it. And it's fine, whatever. Listen, this could work in a different scenario. But listen, when we're looking at this game, it's like, what the frick is going on here? And like, I can take it for what it is, but there just comes a point where it's like, why is Hojo showing up? Why is this happening right now in the story? What purpose does this serve? Why are we here? What does this serve for the narrative? What does it serve? He randomly shows up. Why did he show up randomly? Why? I'm so confused. At this point, everything is made to be brain numbing, brain dead. Okay? This is not that good. The game, the pacing, the story drags in so many places where it's like, why are we spending time with this? Why are we spending time with that? Why are we dragging out this element? There's many parts I like. Again, I love Tifa. I love the developing romance between her and Cloud, but it's like they put so much bull crap around it. There's some freaking ESG diversity black girl who's apparently the best with the in-game poker game of the world of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Okay, for one, we know that women are not good at these games, at poker, at any kind of card game, okay? We know that the best of the best would be a freaking man. We know that the world of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is white. It would be a white man, but you have to subvert all expectations, and you have to sit there and say, because of ESG, we're going to make it a black female. What in the living love of God are you doing, Square Enix? And apparently, you're entitled my money. Apparently, you're entitled my money, and apparently, I entitle you that I think you're making good stuff. No, you're making freaking laughable dog water horse crap. The main story's good. The main characters are good. But everything around the veneer, around the tapestry of the main piece is a freaking joke. You have the Mona Lisa, and you're putting a freaking clown show circus on the frame of the freaking Mona Lisa. And then you're spreading your freaking feces all across the frame of the freaking circus show. What the frick are you doing, Square Enix? What are you doing? And this isn't just Square Enix, dude. This is an analogy, basically, or metaphor for all these game developers. They do this stupid crap. They do all these things to degrade the inherent value of their product, and they don't care. They think it's a joke. They think it's silly. They think we're just gonna throw in a random gay guy because you give such a big freaking crap about some freaking random gay dude, and you're not grossed out at all. You're not looking at him and being like, that's a complete degenerate being shown in front of my face as if he's freaking normal. Okay, no, for some reason we just have to take this full that full spoonful. Why, bro? I don't get it. I don't get it. What are they thinking? Where did it? And there are literal chore quests that you have to do in order to get the Tifa swimsuit that shows her thick, tight breasts, okay? It takes forever, though, to get it. And you're doing the most menial you're doing chores. You're literally doing chores so that you can see a hot chick's boobs. What the freaking crap? Come on. What? Are you serious? What are you doing? Where did that thought cross your head and you were like, this would be really well worth my players' time? Let's have them literally collect within this kind of, semi-open area, part of the game's world. Let's have them collect all these freaking scooters they're sitting around and return it to a specific location, because that's tons of fun. Doing a literal chore activity. Who came up with that? And you have many of these quests in the game. What were you guys thinking? And again, there's so many parts of the story where it's like, we're just having characters do things just so that they can do things. And we're acting like this is reasonable. And we're acting like this is a good use of the story time. Like, you guys only have so much budget to make so many cutscenes. This was a huge issue with Final Fantasy 15. That game had a great story, and it couldn't be finished because they didn't have the freaking budget. And also, misdirection by their director, but that was also in part because of budget. They were probably constantly trying to cut content, cut story, because they couldn't afford everything. Well, now apparently you guys can afford everything, and now you're just making a bunch of bloated content. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's a bunch of elements to like within the game, but it's like, again, what am I talking about here? They bloated up 10 to 20 hours of quality, valuable content, and they bloated all that up into 60 hours. There's 40 hours of extra crappy content that they threw into their game. Why did you do it? What the frick were you thinking, bro? What the frick were you? Who are these developers? Wasting budget, wasting time. I don't get it. So, those are my full thoughts. I think those are my full thoughts. I don't know. At this point, I'm freaking tired, bro. I just freaking having a freaking rage over this effing game. And it's not just this game. This is a huge expression of what's going on in the entirety of the gaming market right now. This is what games have become. The entire industry is wasting your time inside and out. Then they're spending all this time wasting your time. Why? Why are you wasting my time? Holy crap. It just makes no sense to me. So many developers are so unaware of their own value. And there's so many people who gaslight themselves and each other, acting like this is a good use of your time, that this is a good, oh wow, doing this really meaningless activity and going through this really meaningless side quest is for some reason really worthwhile. Or throwing in a random gay deplorable into this story who doesn't need to be there, who grosses out the viewer. Again, we didn't pay money to see some freaking random gay guy be a freaking degenerate. We paid money so that we could see a hot smoking chick, okay? Smoking hot chick. Named Tifa with thick, tight breasts. We paid to see her have a developing story and a developing romance with a guy named Cloud, who has this entire overarching narrative going on where this one dude that Zach used to know, that Cloud now has the memories thereof. This guy is trying to take over the planet. Okay, let's see how that story goes. And then they just start throwing in all the stuff that you didn't pay money for. And they throw in a bunch of bloated RPG mechanics that waste your time, that isn't the content offered to you is not equal to the time that you are investing back towards it. Why are they doing this? What were they thinking? Is there a core point that I'm forgetting right now? I don't think there is. I think I just made my entire point. Listen, there's just so many things where they're missing the mark, right? They're throwing the freaking what? I mean, we're playing football and you're throwing the football. You've got perfect form, but then you flub it and you trip over and you fall face first into the freaking dirt. What are you doing? You tripped over your shoelaces. Well, you should have tied your shoes. What the frick are you doing? These developers are now making their games without tying their freaking shoes, is what they're doing. They have the budget. Yeah, because of ESG. I can't believe we have something like ESG. Apparently, we could never fund these products when we had talent. Apparently, we had to fund products when it's ideological losers who are trying to destroy these industries. That's when we can get the money for these products? Are you kidding me? God, what a freaking joke, man. What a joke that society's become. What a joke that the industry's become. What is going on? Clown world, bro. Clown world. But listen, right? Like, they have so much budget. They have enough budget to finish a 10-hour plus story. And they're flubbing so much of it. It's like and they're taking so little serious. In the beach scene of the game, or the beach segment of the game, Cloud fights a mechanical robot. And because he doesn't have a sword with himself, and he's on the beach, and we see Tifa's thick, tight breasts, we're sitting here, and Cloud picks up a freaking umbrella. He picks up a freaking umbrella, a beach umbrella, that you put into the freaking dirt. He picks that up as his weapon. I get it, haha, it's a joke. But the whole story right now, it's like, okay, we're getting to the point where it's like I'm having more reasons to question what's going on than to just simply take in what's happening. So, all right, we're gonna leave it there. I think you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what the frick I forgot. That huge point I was going to make. That's what I forgot. So it's gonna happen, but whatever. That's the entirety of my thoughts. I'm gonna be honest. Those are some of my most crystalline thoughts about the topic. I mean, that just covers my thoughts almost perfectly about just what's going on in gaming right now. Like, this is such a freaking joke, what we're looking at. And how the frick? This is the state of gaming. What the frick am I building here? Nothing. Okay, let's just freaking move. Love of God. What? What else is here? No one cares. Let's move on. What, you want me? Dude, it's on automate. Why do you want me to set it? See, the thing is that I totally forget the original point that I was trying to make. But whatever it is, whatever the original point was that I was trying to make there, I feel so conflicted about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And it's just because of the fact that I know that these writers they're dropping the ball. They forgot to tie their shoelaces, and now they're tripping over their own laces. Well, love of God, you could have prevented that. But because they're capable of even throwing the ball with a decent form in the first place, we're acting like we have to praise these guys, praising the work they're doing. And because everybody else is, crapping in the freaking pond, no one takes what they're doing seriously anymore. All these developers are ideological fanatics now. for freaking modernity. Well, now we're in the place, because everything's such horsewater dog crap, that's like we're basically obligated to say, oh, these developers are really good at their jobs. Oh wow, Final Fantasy, dude, they're bringing gaming back. Oh my gosh, these guys, they're the best of the freaking best. They're the best in the freaking industry. They are titans of the field. They are showing us the way. They are proving the West wrong. Holy crap, bro. They do a bunch of Western crap too. They're also committing the sin of modernity. They put freaking dog water horse crap gay stuff into their games. They're putting all this freaking multiculturalism bull crap into their games. They're putting the whole freaking 9 yards of freaking degeneracy and dog water horse crap into their games. And we're sitting here and we're acting like, oh, they're not crapping the bed in no way whatsoever. Oh, we're making it up. We're so silly and foolish, telling these freaking people that they're crapping the bed right now. We're the ones that are wrong. Holy crap. What is going on? Seriously, what is happening, dude? You have so many people that run interference for these freaking quarterbacks that cannot tie their shoelaces. You have so many people, let me say this one more time. We have so many people running interference for developers. Sorry. Quarterbacks. We have so many people running interference for quarterbacks who cannot even tie their shoelaces. What the F is wrong with you? These freaking shills for these developers, what is wrong with them, bro? What is wrong with these guys? Who hurt them? Who hurt you, bro? Who hurt you? Apparently someone knocked you up real bad that now you're shilling out for the freaking game developing woke mafia. Yeah, you know, maybe it's not the best game ever. Yeah, you know, maybe this is some dog water horse crap content. Yeah, you know, maybe my time's being wasted as if me living and breathing doesn't mean anything. Yeah, who cares? Who cares, bro? Who cares? They made a video game. You gotta put up with it. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares, bro? They made a game. You shouldn't be so critical. You shouldn't be so critical. It's not that big of a deal. You spent $70. Oh, whatever. Oh, who cares? Who cares, bro? Who cares? Yeah, it's not the best thing ever. Oh, yeah, we made a video game where everyone's ugly. Oh, but who cares? Who cares? It's not a big deal. Doesn't matter. It's not important. Just spend your money, bro. Just spend your money. Not a big deal, bro. It's just modernist propaganda, bro. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal, bro. What's wrong, bro? You don't like your crappy dog water horse content? Oh, what's wrong with you, bro? Oh, what? They're burning your money and they think they're entitled to your money, and because you're a slave, you'll give them your money? Who cares, bro? Who cares? Not a big deal, bro. Bro, it's the freaking interference that I see for developers, for quarterbacks that are tripping over their own shoelaces. The amount to which I see this freaking dog water horse crap taking place amazes the living daylights out of me. Here's the thing. It's not even so much that I give a crap that these freaking losers run so much interference for their dog water horse crap. Right, it matters in of its own self. I don't care. Like, when I'm talking about this, that's not what I care about. Okay? They're freaking losers. Okay, whatever. What I care about is simple as this. The fact that you have people exist who are literally shilling out for people who waste your money. These people are loser socialists. They think you owe them your money. They think that they have to demand. Yes, we put propaganda into the game that you're paying money for with normal straight people. Yes, we're wasting your time by putting a bunch of bloat content into this game. Yes, we're wasting your time. Yes, we're throwing propaganda down your throat. Yes. And you should be giving us money. And you should be supporting my favorite products because I'm a shill. And I will not back down from my shillery. How the heck we have customers who are shills for products and developers who are wasting your time and they do not respect you is beyond me. Whatever, these people are freaking losers, right? Okay, we can ignore that they're freaking losers. Fine. You know what I just cannot believe? How the heck customers have become the shills? How is anyone such a giant loser that they're shilling for a game? Here's the thing, I'll shill out for a game, right? Like Final Fantasy 15. Game's great. Story's great. The world's great. I love everything about it. Unfinished game though. Yeah, it sucks. But you should absolutely pick it up and play it because it's a masterpiece of a game that just wasn't finished. They didn't have the budget, bro. Sorry, Picasso or Leonardo da Vinci. I'm forgetting whoever the frick made Mona Lisa. I don't care. I don't give a crap. Okay, listen. Apparently Leonardo da Vinci, though, we just ran out of budget to keep on paying him. So half of freaking Mona Lisa's face was made. Yeah, the whole thing's freaking great. I don't care about the Mona Lisa, by the way, but whatever. Whatever, you know, he did a great job for the first half of the freaking photo. Sadly, we just couldn't pay to make him finish. Okay? You know, that one stripper, she was giving a great blowjob, but she just wasn't being paid enough, so she stopped along the way. Well, sadly, we couldn't get to the freaking ejaculation. Whatever. Fine, bro, fine. But it doesn't mean that she wasn't doing a good job for as long as she was still there. And that's the thing with a game like, of course, when we're talking about Final Fantasy 15. Great game, unfinished, sadly. There was a bunch more that they had planned for that game, tons. But they cut a bunch of content, and they were just, you know, they were crapping the bed in so many ways. Right, with the development cycle, with the directors, they changed directors, which is really unfortunate because the game was great, had a great vision, and they just couldn't finish it, and they didn't finish it. So, in the end, we got a product that was a shell of its former self, of its intended self, but it doesn't matter. You should still pick up the game and play it because it's still a lot of content, a lot of quality content. Probably some of it's bloated filler, you know, maybe, but for the most part, it's worth your time. For the most part, it's legendary gaming. It's a great mark on gaming. If someone looked at Final Fantasy 15 and said, I'm going to now make my own game, dude, they could make one of the greatest games that's out in the freaking industry. Take Final Fantasy 15, be inspired for your own product, and live faithfully to that game and the entire scope and vision that they had. You could make a freaking masterpiece. That game was the essence of greatness, and, you know, sadly it wasn't finished, but here's the thing. I will completely shill in the way I just did right then and there for that game. And guess what, right? It's completely up to someone whether or not they want to buy that game, spend their time with that game and all the quality it has to offer, or if they want to go pick up some crap dog water horse crap game, right? You have these people though, they will literally shill, and their entire identity is about shilling for crappy games.